Who told you the Pacers were winning game one? Who said it? Who said it? We've been on the Pacers all postseason long, and it happens yet again. Game one, I mean, you can't count this team out. You can't count them out. They're down, 14 points with 2.5 minutes to go, and they win the basketball game. Aaron Nesmith goes 8 for 9 from the three-point line. Tyrese Halliburton with one of the clutchest plays, and we say it all the time with Tyrese Halliburton this postseason, but another clutch play from Tyrese wins the game for Indiana. They are up it sends it to overtime. Regardless, Pacers win in overtime. Indiana goes up 1-0. Tyrese Halliburton hits the Reggie Miller, and the Indiana Pacers are up 1-0. Can they go up 2-0 here in New York? I said at the beginning of the series, I said Pacers in 5. It's still very alive. I am recording this video before Thunder Timberwolves game 2. I did say Thunder in 4 there. We'll see. But anyways, folks, before we get into the prediction and best bet, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets and predictions here on the channel. Every day as well at 6 a.m. Pacific and 9 a.m. Eastern, we have our MLB best bets as well. So, again, I don't know how I really want to approach this game 2 because New York didn't look bad. They actually played really well in game 1. And I was thinking, I always thought the Knicks were going to get one game. I'm going with the Pacers again. Yeah. Give me Indiana. Again, I don't think they're losing. I think the Knicks will get one. I think this is still a series. It's going to be 5, potentially 6. Maybe. But guys, and we said this about Cleveland, Indiana as well. Same thing happened in game 2. You know how demoralizing of a loss that is? You know how demoralizing that is? You're up the entire game, all right? The entire second half. The Pacers' last lead was 45-44, I believe, in the second quarter. They did not retake the lead again until overtime. New York is winning the entire second half. You're up by 14 again with 2.5 minutes. You're up by 8 with 58 seconds, and you lose. Nesmith hits every single 3 he attempts, and then Halliburton does Halliburton things. Yeah, most overrated my ass. He's top 10 in the league, and it's not. I don't think it's a particularly close conversation either. I think he's quite easily top 10 in the NBA. Pacers win 138-135, and again, I think it was one of the best games the New York Knicks could have played. They dealt with the pace of Indiana, right? The Pacers weren't hitting their shots. They went through a lot of cold spells at the end of the second quarter and in the third as well. But New York played a great game. Now, I believe it was Shaquille O'Neal who said this. And now, inside the NBA, great show. It's hilarious at times. They don't say the smartest things at times, those guys. Chuck, Draymond's on it right now. Shaq, Kenny the Jets usually got some pretty good analysis. Regardless, Shaquille O'Neal, I believe he was who said this. Maybe it was Charles Barkley, but I think it was Shaq who made a great point about this game, game 1. The Indiana Pacers, they can go to anybody. That last shot, you knew it's going to Tyrese. But when they're making their run, right, it's Halliburton, it's Nembhard, it's Nesmith, it's Obi Toppin making shots at times, right? Pascal, Miles Turner, TJ McConnell gave them big minutes, right? Anybody on the court can shoot the ball, and anybody on the court can score. Again, yes, Halliburton's the number 1. Halliburton's the guy here. But anybody can get you. For the Knicks, the only guys taking big shots are Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby's not taking a big shot. He hit a massive 3 and went on his own 5-0 run after Brunson got that 5th foul. But, right, OG Anunoby's not taking any big shots. Mikal Bridges, likely not. And Josh Hart, definitely not, right? I think the Knicks are in trouble, though, and this is why, okay? Again, that's a big factor, and it's just you play such a perfect game, and it's like the Cavs in Game 2. You play such a great game, but then you get it stolen from you at the end. You blow it, you choke, and Indiana is so great because they're going to keep shooting. It's going to sound corny. They never give up. They never back down. They are always in the basketball game, right? Nesmith with 30, Halliburton with 31. Siakam with 17, and Pascal, I don't even think he's played his best games yet. He was, I'm gonna be honest, for an all-star, Siakam was mediocre in the second round. He was mediocre last night. He just was. Miles Turner, great in the first half. Not really, honestly, almost unplayable in the second half. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I really like the small ball lineup. I don't think they're gonna continue to go to that, and obviously Turner's gonna be better as the series goes on. I really like what Obi Toppin did late in that game. Yeah, he had the big moment where he missed a dunk in the second quarter, which was atrocious. Just like Adenubi missed a gimme a bunny layup. I guess Suni Lee wasn't in the front row anymore, or maybe he was just choking under pressure. I didn't mind the small lineup with Obi. I mean, that put back dunk Toppin has on the Halliburton missed 3 in overtime is huge. I mean, every bucket was huge, right? Andrew Nembhard was great. I mean, that 3-pointer Nembhard hits in overtime, they're down by 4. If Nembhard doesn't hit that 3, I mean, my goodness, where's the game then, right? Nembhard cuts the basket, scores, goes in on Jalen Brunson as well. And we got to talk about it. I said this before game 1, and I'm going to say it again, and I still believe this is the case. With all due respect to New York, they're a good team. They've got great pieces. The only way the Pacers don't win a 7-game series against the New York Knicks, and by the way, the Pacers are now minus 165 to win the series. The only way the Pacers do not win this thing over the Knicks is if the NBA decides they don't want the Indiana Pacers to win, and the whistle gets out of hand. I've made that very clear, and I still believe that's the case. I truly think that that's the only way New York's going to beat Indiana 4 times. They were trying in game 1. They were trying. Guys, Jalen Brunson, okay. And I'm going to give Jalen Brunson a lot of credit, right? And here's my analogy. I guess it's an analogy. I'll compare Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, okay? No disrespect to Donovan Mitchell. I think he's a great basketball player. Last round was not his round. It wasn't, right? And really the second round's never really been Donovan Mitchell's round. But anyways, against Indiana, he had his games, but right, Mitchell, a lot of his points came from the free throw line. And it's just like, all right, dude, like, I know you're a great player, but you're not having a good series, and you're still scoring 30 plus a night, but 18 of your points are at the free throw line, okay? So I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying that's about Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson looks unguardable for most of the game, right? I think Jalen Brunson played a perfect game until the fourth quarter, honestly. Brunson was excellent. I mean, every shot Brunson was taking. I mean, if Jalen Brunson's taking a mid-range shot, he's hitting it, right? Brunson, yes, from beyond the arc, he wasn't great, but my goodness, if Brunson takes one step inside the three-point line, I mean, my goodness, he is so difficult to stop. The thing with Jalen Brunson is his whistle is absolutely absurd. It just is, right? I found it very ironic, by the way, that the New York crowd was chanting, "Refs, you suck." It was like on the level of like Nuggets fans chanting that as well. Probably even worse. But Jalen Brunson, there was a play, I believe it was in the fourth, or the third, where Brunson, and this is the thing Brunson does. Okay, I know it's his game. It's the whole shoulder bump, really, kind of like what Russ used to do as well and still does, but it's a shoulder bump, and obviously you can either finish or you can, fade and hit a shot, right? He's the one initiating that contact. I don't think it's a foul on Jalen Brunson, but normally it's going to be Aaron Nesmith guarding him this series. That's not a foul on Nesmith either, though. Let them play through the contact. We don't need to, and the one horrible one was in the third quarter where Brunson gets bumped. They call a foul. I was thinking, okay, they're not going to give him the continuation. They give him the gather, and Brunson goes up after. They give him the three-point play. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Brunson's whistle is absurd. Again, I'm not going to hate on him like I was doing with Mitchell last season because, yes, Brunson is a certified hooper, and he can score without the free throw line. But obviously, the free throw line puts him over the top. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, I think, had a really good game 1. He was not a reliable shooter in that Boston series. He was pretty good from beyond the arc against Detroit. 4 for 8 from the three-point line in game 1. Again, you'll take that if you're the Knicks. You will. You'll take it. But again, this is the problem New York has, in my opinion. Beyond Cat and Jalen Brunson, what do they have? Sure, McCall's going to hit some shots. OG's going to hit some shots. I'm not scared of those guys. And I don't think Indiana's scared of those guys either. Mitchell Robinson. Now, Mitchell Robinson played some big minutes, right? He is a tremendous rebounder, and he played fairly well in that second quarter. The thing about the Knicks and their offensive rebounding is, that was made a big point of conversation in this game. Indiana outscored them with second chance points. They had more offensive rebounds than New York. Yeah, that's what Mitchell Robinson's going to provide you, but it's just how Indiana plays. If someone gets a hand on that ball, they are immediately tipping that thing out to the perimeter, and usually it goes their way. So I don't think that's as big of a factor as people are making it to be. I think Indiana, like the Knicks, are the better offensive rebounding team with the bigs and the size that they have, obviously with Robinson and Cat, but I don't think that's a determining factor in this series at all. I just don't think it is. Another point that I will make about this series right now and why I think this is only going to continue to trend in the way of Indiana is that we have the Tom Thibodeau problem. Now, I was surprised how much time Cat and Jalen Brunson spent on the bench last game. Now, here's the thing with that. Brunson obviously got into foul trouble, right? He had 5 fouls halfway through the fourth quarter, and he had to sit. But I was surprised that Brunson, I mean, there were points in the second quarter where he sat for an extended period of time. Same with Karl-Anthony Towns. I was surprised that Thibodeau went to that. And I think he's got to know, like, all right, we are playing a team that is playing 9 deep. Oh, no, they played Ben Shepherd in the clutch. So, no, they are playing a team with a 10-man rotation who we know everyone is going to be 100%, fully rested on the court and fully ready to go on the court. So I need to give Brunson and Cat and everyone but Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart as much time on the bench as possible. The thing is, though, it's Thibodeau and his rotations. His starters are still playing 40-plus every single night. Mikal Bridges played 46 minutes. Josh Hart played 44. Cat played 40. Adenubi played 42. Brunson played 38. He would have played 43 if it was not for the foul trouble. So that's going to hurt the Knicks as the series continues to go on. Because you have to play at pace. You have to play fast against this Pacers team the entire outing. You have to. I mean, you don't get time off against this team. So, I don't know how they're going to be able to adjust to that. I really don't think so. Like, over a 7-game series where it's only going to continue to get worse for the squad. And again, I don't think it's going to go 7, but I just personally think they're in a bad spot. I really think they are. Because I think Indiana is going to continue to do what Indiana does. And guys, the Pacers were not playing well in the second and third quarters, but yet the fourth quarter hits, like it always does, and Indiana finds a way to win. The Pacers shot 15 for 37 from beyond the three-point line, which is 41%. New York was 11 for 34, which is 32%. But I've been saying it all postseason long as well. If the Pacers continue to shoot the way they have, they're winning the entire thing. I like the Thunder. I like the most valuable player of the league in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But my goodness, if Indiana does this every single game, who's beating this squad? Who's beating them, right? And they didn't even have a great shooting night. They had a tremendous start to the game where they started 8 for 8 from the field. But they obviously cooled down. New York got back in the game. If they can keep shooting, though, like they did in that fourth quarter, and the way Aaron Nesmith was shooting the ball, oh my goodness. This is such a dangerous team. They just are. And again, we have to talk about the clutch factor of Tyrese Haliburton. I keep mentioning it, but it's very true. Tyrese Haliburton is the clutchest player in basketball. And I get it. Oh, the clutch player of the year plays for the New York Knicks. No, guys. The most clutch player in basketball is Tyrese. He just is. So when I look at this game, too, I think, again, game 1 was a deflating loss for the New York Knicks. I think it's a series-altering and season-altering loss as well. Again, you are on the doorstep of winning the game and going up 1-0, right? Last year when these two teams faced off, and I get it, different circumstances, okay, New York was injured, I don't care, right? The Knicks still went up 2-0 last year. At best now, they're going to Indiana 1-1, where the Pacers have actually been better on the road in this postseason, but regardless, right, you're going to Indiana at least 1-1. And sure, you can say, okay, backs against the wall now. They got to find a way to win. I just don't see it. I just don't. Because here's the scary thing about Indiana. And again, I know I've been hyping this team up all playoffs long, but it's true. I don't think Indiana plays worse than they did in game 1. I know what you're saying. Oh, they scored 138 points. Yeah, again, guys, Indiana, they're not going to continue to have that many bad quarters. Because whatever you say, I don't care. The second and third quarters were not good for the Pacers. They could have been much better. And they outscored the Knicks in the third quarter. They did. It could have been so much better, okay? They were missing some shots. Miles Turner was hitting some wide open shots that we expect Miles Turner to hit, okay? And yes, they turned it up in the fourth quarter like they do, but Indiana's only going to get better. They didn't get a single three-pointer out their bench last game. Obi went 0 for 3, Thomas Bryant 0 for 1, TJ 0 for 1, Mathurin 0 for 1, Ben Shepherd 0 for 1. That's only going to get better. And sure, is Nesmith going to go 8 for 9 again? Probably not, but they are going to be much more dangerous as the series goes on. I don't think the Knicks are going to be able to match their pace. I don't think the Knicks are going to be able to match them running the entire game, especially again with the minutes that the Knicks are going to continue to play. The Pacers are equipped for this. I mean, Siakam played 43 minutes. Tyrese played 42. Nobody else played over 40 for this team. Because, I mean, you get 20 minutes off the bench off of Obi Toppin. Benedict Mathurin plays 21 minutes. And Ben Shepherd played 6 up the last 7 minutes of this game as well. I'm done. Again, I'm sick of this Tyrese Haliburton disrespect. I'm sick of the Indiana Pacers disrespect. They will only continue to win, and they're going to win in the Garden here in Game 2. Again, I keep saying it. Demoralizing loss in Game 1. Season-altering loss. Cleveland crumbled after Tyrese hit the game winner, and I get it. They did win Game 3. That's the one that they won. I just don't see the Knicks responding, guys. I still think Pacers in 5. I think they're much better. Again, Jalen Brunson played a tremendous game. He's a great basketball player. I like what New York brings defensively. That's all fun and games until the Pacers keep hitting threes. You know, no team shoots the ball like they do. I said it before game one. They are what the Celtics could have been. And they are what the Celtics were in the regular season. The Pacers are actually making it come true right now, right? I just don't think New York's able to keep up. They played a great offensive game in game one. That's not going to continue to happen. It's just not. I've watched the Knicks throughout the postseason, and I get it. Oh, Indiana's not that great of a defensive team. That's fair. They are not going to continue to shoot the way that they did in game one. And they shot 33% from the three-point line. Yeah, again, Cameron Payne with his bogus 2 threes. Cat, I don't think Cat's going to continue to shoot the ball that way. I think Brunson's going to continue to be great, but I don't see it, man. I really don't. Indiana takes game 2. Keep jumping on the Pacers train while you can. Plus 200, let's take it. Keep your points. We're playing plus 200 for the Pacers. Sign me up. Indiana goes up 2-0. We're going for the sweep. I'll give New York 1 game. I'm starting to think we get sweeps in both sides. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. No, this series is going to be a dogfight, but I'm taking Indiana here in game 2. I think the value, again, is too good to pass up on, and I firmly believe, again, New York's going to be demoralized after that game 1. So, folks, that does it for our NBA predictions and best bet here for game 2 between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. Folks, thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.